love it.
Hey girl. How are you? You look cute.
So do you.
I like your hair pulled back like that.
Thank you. I did it before Ariana Grande did.
Okay, girl. I did it after. I have a lot of hair though. Okay, so am I supposed to talk to you, or is it supposed to be like the office where I make awkward eye contact with you?
You could do,
So
you can do whatever you want.
And I'm like,
Here, there's Pilates because you're not eating
oh
sugar.
my gosh, thank you. You're amazing. Why did you spend your money on me?
But I did get you a lot of churros.
So I don't know. Am I supposed to talk to you while I do it, or narrate it?
So I think I'm going to narrate some of the background. Like right here, I could just. You don't mind me showing you home?
Nope. Like, do you want me to tell you what I'm doing?
All right. So, what is your morning routine?
So, I wake up in the morning. I let the dogs go to the bathroom before I let the goats out. Then, I milk the goat before I let the goats out. Then I feed the chickens, read my Bible, and then get busy. Yesterday, we were up late. We went to Austin to tell our story at a small conservative club called the True Texas Project. It's actually growing really quickly. And they have little groups that meet all over Texas. And so we went to Austin to tell our story, and we didn't get back till almost midnight last night. So I'm letting Jude sleep in. Otherwise, Jude would normally be part of the morning routine, but he's sleeping in today. So this is like a dip for the goat's teeth, so that after I milk the goat, like, she doesn't develop any kind of infection or any bacteria doesn't get in. It's part of keeping the process sanitary and clean for her and us.
What is that?
So this is apple cider vinegar, iodine, warm water, and a little bit of Dr. Bronner's. So, and the reason for that is the baby goat has like that, the properties in its own mouth and saliva to keep the goat's teeth clean when it nurses, but when man gets involved, then, you know, we don't have that like God-given natural way of doing it, so we have to kind of replicate it.
Okay.
Have a rag.
Oh my goodness. Isn't this the cutest?
So you just
I'ma tell them all. I'ma tell them all that you can either hate me or love me, but that's just the way I am. I'ma tell them all. I'ma tell them all that you can either hate me or love me, but that's just the way I am. That's just the way I am. That's just the way I am. That's just the way I am.
You are an interesting chicken, you know that? You good? Go. What exactly is it filtering?
It's filtering out a bunch of goat hair,
Oh, okay.
any kind of like dirt or particles that. So we got one.
God damn.
1 1/4, a little more than a 1/4 cup. So see, it catches like the goat hair, like stuff you wouldn't want in your drink. Oh, you have poo-poo on your shirt, on your feet. Get away from me.
How do you remember all their names?
Because I raised them since they were babies, so I guess you just like it. This is Peggy. She's a frizzle chicken. Her feathers grew in backwards, so she looks like fluffy and ruffled. Right, Pegs. She's real soft too. Like, feel that.
Oh. Okay. Does that normally happen?
No, that's like a recessive gene. This was another building that was here. It was a rabbit coop.
Huh.
Mr. Peabody, you came back?
So you like literally bought the perfect home.
Huh?
You literally bought the perfect home.
I did. I didn't know I wanted. So like all these buildings would be perfect for everything I didn't know that I wanted.
You think she could fit up here?
I know. She's so rude. No. Just from reading the Bible, I've seen like a theme in the Old Testament throughout different chapters that the people were close to God and they fell away from God. Then he tries to call them back and love them back, and then they're stubborn, and then he sends calamity to get their attention, and then they come running back, and then he saves them, and then it happens all over again. So I'll find, you know, those stories and as they relate to our country or to America to encourage me. Or I know in the Psalms that it's a time typically when David was going through a difficult time that he praised God anyways, or he praised God for all that God had done in his life and was just very joyful. So maybe if I'm needing encouragement for what's going on in America, I go to the Old Testament throughout books like Exodus and, you know, Leviticus. I go through Judges with looking at leadership. I go through the Kings for the same reason. Job is a book where like the hardest life and go.
I'm slowing that down. That is okay. Go ahead. I'm replaying that.
Job just had like such a difficult life, but he really pushed into God. So on a bad day, Job is a good book to read. Proverbs are full of wisdom. So if I'm looking for like some good sound wisdom or knowledge, I make notes as I go through the Bible, so that also helps me figure out maybe where I want to stop. Like yesterday I sent this one to you.
Yes.
I thought that was powerful. I just stumbled onto that one. But then I make a note, so the next time I'm like, you know, I might be flipping through and be like, oh, like I might want to start reading there. And then in the New Testament, well, there's lots of prophets that go on and warn people about their wicked ways and turning back to God. From Jeremiah all the way to Jonah, Micah, Habakkuk, Malachi. Then we get to the New Testament. We know that in the New Testament, Jesus comes and it's all about Jesus and what he does for us and how he forgives our sins and makes us new and how to live our lives right. So depending on what information I'm looking for, what kind of encouragement I need, I'll kind of pick a spot like that.
Okay. What are you looking for today?
Today I'm not really looking for anything specific. Nothing's like particularly upsetting me or bothering me or frustrating me like usual. So I'm just kind of like thinking of maybe somewhere that I've really enjoyed in the past and like what I might want to stumble back on today. So I know that Ephesians is really good on rightward living.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friend.
Okay, Joeylynn, is this your spirit vehicle?
Yes.
What made what made you get this vehicle?
Rob surprised me with it. I wanted an old piece of crap vehicle that I could hop curbs with and not have to worry if I got it dirty, because I'm always too busy to clean my car and I'm always hopping curbs and chipping the paint and scratching the rims. And my little nerdy mom car. And so I wanted something that was a little bit more patriotic and that people would notice and remember, and that I also didn't have to take incredible care of. So this is it.
So Rob is slightly a genius.
He is a genius. So this is almost as old as I am too.
Really?
Yeah, it's a 91. I'm 34.
Definitely meant to take a picture.
I never get up.
I got you. Bro, that was fast.
These are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. If you ain't from here.
This is the cutest fucking thing ever. Can you imagine being a daughter in here
No.
with no AC?
Well, I think it was better than,
Living with your parents?
well, like, this is the way it feels in here?
Yeah.
That's how the house will feel inside.
So welcome to my house.
Okay, do you need help?
So welcome to my house.
Have it pulled a little bit tight. But here's the thing, I cannot, how am I supposed to wear something that nice all the time? Like every time I do a show, I have one dress like that.
Okay.
And then shorts and t-shirts that said Ultra MAGA and Let's Go Brandon and Biden's worst.
Okay.
The camera in, females who aren't women yet, and every girl gets that. She flour in there. I picked the HEB organic correct flour because I don't want any pesticides. They spray the wheat with pesticides and then they grind it up and you eat that and it causes cancer and you can't lose weight. So get organic when you can, and even then you probably still can't trust it because they find the loopholes in the system. But it's better than not when they're not even trying to hide it from you.
So what do you make bread for? Like you do this on daily?
No, I do it like every couple of days. So that we have bread for sandwiches, toast, for breakfast, a snack. Basically just sandwich bread is what it is. It's sandwich bread. So this is a loaf that like is coming to an end. And I'm gearing up to make another one. So you can see, keep it on the counter at room temperature and just slice it as I need it. I don't slice it all at once like the grocery store because it goes bad quicker. But sandwich bread.
Cool.
And so I also make like the tortillas that we eat, the biscuits, the crackers.
Yeah.
Like pretty much any bread product, I will make it because I don't trust the grocery stores. I don't trust the FDA. I don't trust anybody to feed me something quality for my body because they're trying to maximize their profit and the shelf life of the product.
Yeah.
And then I consume that and then it hurts my body. And then I feed that to my child. So I'm not here for that. So it's simple 5-ingredient bread. You've got 3 cups of flour. There's going to be, I'm sorry, it actually is a little bit more than 5. It's butter, sugar, I don't use that, so I put honey in it, salt, flour, yeast, milk, and water. So see what happens if I add just a little bit more water. Then I stir that up and I cover it so that it can like activate with the yeast and a little bit of like humidity.
Okay.
This is how they used to do it. Everything. They made everything. They grew their own vegetables. They made their own breads. They were in the kitchen all the time, but they were so much healthier the way God intended. And we live in a society that's so used to convenient food. Not having to spend a lot of time on this kind of stuff that it seems unreasonable to get in the kitchen and cook your own stuff.
Yeah.
And it is inconvenient, but when you consume that kind of stuff and then you feel the difference in your body after like a week, you're like, oh my gosh, they really are killing us with our food. It's crazy. Okay, so salt. My salt is, I got it at HEB, surprisingly, because they don't always have the best stuff. It's real salt. It means it's unrefined. It hasn't been refined by man. It hasn't been cooked to the point that it doesn't resemble salt anymore. When they do that, when they process and refine the salt, they take out all the sugar, all the minerals that naturally occur in it, and then they replace them with artificial man-made ones that cause cancer and have no actual nutritional benefits for your body. And God gave us salt to provide us with, natural minerals in our food and consumption. Then they take them out and put them back with man-made stuff. Like, the heck?
Hold on, this is good stuff. This is the best editing.
This is in place of sugar. This is raw and unrefined honey, which means it hasn't been messed up by man, just like the salt hasn't. And surprisingly, you think it would clump, it just disintegrates right into the flour. Like you wouldn't even know that it was there. Incorporates perfectly. You don't need to cover everything in sugar like they tell you. Look at that. Like you wouldn't even know honey's in there. I'm sure you just expect it to be like a blob.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So there's a little bit that we can still. So basically, while that's the yeast is activating, we're mixing in the other ingredients in here. We need 3 tablespoons of butter. Softened to room temperature. So I'll just let you nuke it for a couple seconds.
Do you ever see yourself trying shrooms?
No, because I don't like being out of
Your control?
yes. It really. I have total panic and anxiety when I do drugs.
That's why I don't fucking. Sorry. That's why I don't drink.
Oh yeah. It gives me so much anxiety, and then to have to wait for it to wear off. I hate that. Okay. And I do grass-fed butter.
Grass-fed butter.
Mhm.
Why don't you make your own butter?
I don't have enough milk, or I would.
Gotcha.
No, I really would.
I bet.
I make my own cheese.
Do you really?
Uh-huh. The cheese is delicious. Maybe you realize everything they put in the cheese. Like, do you know that they put wood shavings in the cheese that's shredded to keep it from sticking to each other? So when you grab it, it just like sprinkles across your food because the natural inclination for cheese is to clump.
Wow.
But so that you enjoy consuming the product more and it stores better on the shelf, they add wood shavings to it, and then you eat that. And sometimes they don't even use wood shavings, which is at least natural and shouldn't be in your food, but they'll use artificial ingredients to do the same thing. And then they add food coloring to make the cheese yellow. My cheese is bright. Okay, so now we've got the dough ready, the butter softened. This just needs a few more minutes. It needs like 10 minutes to activate. So once a few more minutes pass, I'll dump it in there and I'll knead the dough out. And it takes a couple hours to rise. See like the bubbling and see like how it's activating.
Yeah.
So it's the cold milk, the warm water, and the yeast that's mixed up in there. And that will get mixed in the dough. And I'll knead it, and then for 2 hours it'll rise. Restaurant without a vaccine passport. And was like, why am I running for eating food? Yeah, it was crazy to hear her tell the story with her German accent. She lives in our town now. She moved here. She found a German town in America. She's 26.
Wow.
Yeah. Just kind of like kneading it. I'm sure I'm doing a terrible job at that too.
You don't have a roller?
It's not a rolling situation.
Gotcha.
It's a kneading situation, which is when you use like the heels of your hand and you put the seam together and then like shove it down.
Okay.
And it like creates like a ball of dough that doesn't have a bunch of creases and holes in it. So once we've got like mostly our dough like, then we pop it back in our bowl, and that's where it'll rise. So it should in theory like